Gentlemen, we are back here with Mr. Andrew Fischl, Cyrus of Chaos. The always interesting Mr. Fischl has so many great things to share with us today. On Point Fencing just caught wind of the fact that you have a pet snake.
I do. I've had Durango since I was in 7th grade, and I guess at this point that makes her something like, but not necessarily, 15 years old. She's doing pretty well. At her widest point, I think she's like this thick, and she's about this long.
That long.
Which when she's like coiled up, she just like fits in my hand, so it doesn't seem that long until you actually see her like moving around, and then she's pretty lengthy.
So what kind of snake is this?
She's actually a Durango mountain king snake. Durango is a Durango mountain king snake.
Okay.
It was kind of like a joke based on the fact that like all little kids name cats like Kitty or like dogs Puppy or something.
But you were doing it deliberately.
Yeah, I named my Durango snake Durango.
You're really good at those cheeky aspects.
I try.
So like, why a snake? What interested you to get a snake?
Well, I've always really liked reptiles, and my cousin Mac has been breeding snakes since as long as I can remember. And so whenever we went to visit them, he always had around 4 or 5 snakes in their house that he was breeding. He would sell the babies and make money doing that. So I just always really liked playing with them, and I had been begging my parents for a snake, I think, since like maybe 3rd or 4th grade, and I finally got one at the end of 7th grade, and it was amazing.
4 years later.
4 years later.
And you mentioned like it through the 12 years or so that you've had the snake. How have you had care for it?
They're pretty easy to care for. They only eat about once a week normally. During the winter, they eat much less frequently than that. Probably sometime, I think over the entire winter, Durango ate a total of 3 mice over the four-ish months of winter we've had this year. And the first time that happened, when she was eating so little over such a long period of time, I actually talked to the vet about it, and he told me that it's actually more mentally harmful for the owner than it is physically harmful for the snake when they don't eat, because the owner just gets so worried about them. And for the longest time, your snake just doesn't want to eat anything, and it really makes you worry about them, but they're totally fine. They're just hibernating, or pseudo-hibernating, so they don't really need to eat that much. And they didn't need to eat that much in the first place anyway, so.
Well, it's great to see that caring side of you.
Yeah.
So with that, how are you harvesting these mice?
Harvesting them? I mean, we get them from the pet store.
Okay, so you're not hunting the streets of New York for them?
No, thankfully. At first we would feed her live mice, but especially when she doesn't, sometimes when you put a mouse in, they reject it. For some reason, they just don't want it. And if they reject the live mouse, now you've got a live mouse, and what are you gonna really do with it? So we actually buy mice in bulk. I'd say like 5 or 6, three, I think in packs of 3 at a time. And we keep them in the freezer, and then I just take them out like once a week. And if she wants it, great. If not, we'll just throw it away.
So on the topic of food, I heard that you've been really excited about the In-N-Out burger presence here.
I love In-N-Out. I'm a big burger guy, and I really enjoy In-N-Out. I think actually I have 4 In-N-Out t-shirts that have been fenced in so much, they're pretty much now just white indistinct t-shirts. But whenever I'm out here in the Midwest or the West, when there's an In-N-Out nearby, I always will go there. I gathered a big group of my friends. I think like 8 of us went to In-N-Out a little while ago, and it was everything I was remembering that it would be.
I've been hearing the buzz from a lot of fencers here about enjoying the In-N-Out.
In-N-Out is amazing. Everyone wants to go there. I just wish it was closer so we could just walk there more easily.
Now, coming from Long Island, in New York, of course, there's that burger scene is dominated by Shake Shack. What's your opinion on the victor there?
I like Shake Shack. Actually, before I had taken a bite of the In-N-Out burger earlier today, one of my teammates asked me how I thought it stacked up to Shake Shack, and I would have put them about on par with each other. But after eating In-N-Out again, first of all, the fries are just like well above and beyond the quality of the Shake Shack fries, and I think the burgers are fresher too. I think all in all, I like In-N-Out better than Shake Shack. It's too bad they're only on the West.
Maybe we're looking at the new franchise owner of an In-N-Out in Long Island.
They explicitly said they did not have any interest in moving out east, so I don't think so, unless I move out here at some point. But we'll talk about it then.
All right, but we look for a follow-up interview on that.
Sure.
So lastly, what was it? Well, we might just have to close with this, Andrew. So until I can think of it, thank you again, and we look forward to the next interview.
Yeah, no problem.